Here we go
So,
again.
nah. Yo, you know D-Ray Davis.
D-Ray's my
comedian.
guy. Shout
I
out to
love a
D-Ray.
comedian. He posted a video of him and Coach. It said it's the first time in 12 years he been in Coach. He feel like he got flued out or something. Like, what do you feel about flying Coach? Spirit, JetBlue?
Nah. I ain't really hopping on the Spirit. I hop on the JetBlue. I hop on the Coach for a short flight.
You do
A
it.
quick one, yeah. Know what I mean? A short hour or two.
Let me tell you something.
That's it. I ain't, you know. I'd rather go JetBlue than a Coach. 31E. If I get a JetBlue,
like
I stay right in the front,
seat?
watch TV. I watch a few Law and Orders. I'm there. But I can't go to Cali or nowhere. I'm not doing no real hours on Coach.
I can't do it, right?
Not
I'm not
2
saying
hours?
No. I definitely
That is
can't do it.
100,000.
I'm
You gonna
telling
get on
you,
the PJ?
I pray. I literally, this is part of my prayer. God, please don't put me in Coach. It's a whole different atmosphere back there. I'm not telling you that first class, I got a little
crazy,
room.
dog.
No, I pray. It's part of my prayers. Every day, God, please keep me in first class.
I don't believe that Joe actually prays that. I mean, he probably prays and says, yo, God, can you make sure that I stay rich? I don't ever want to be broke again. I come from the projects or whatever. I don't believe that it's specifically about, yo, make sure I never, ever not be in first. I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he do.
I went Coach one time. Some
First
guy was
floor
getting
seats.
married.
Now first
No,
class.
I'm telling you the truth. What you want me to do? I gotta expect to find the things in life.
Go ahead.
It's hard being number one, but somebody got to do it. So what I'm trying to tell you is the one time I had to fly Coach, I sat next to the hillbilly gyms, the Beverly Hillbilly. When I tell you these kids was climbing over my shoulder, some kid threw another kid a bag of potato chips, smacked me in my face. They would die. It's a different type of atmosphere back there.
You was on Soul Play. You wasn't in Coach.
No, but these was white people. This is the Beverly Hills Billies. Hey, John. Shit hit my head. Kids climbing over my shit. Yo, I was praying so much in that seat, and that was the Vegas.
Oh,
yeah. I understand that. People want Joe to be the villain so bad that they mad at him for, whatever it is that he said about black people and stuff like that. I will tell you that once you experience certain parts of life, you don't want to go back. Now, will I ever do it? Absolutely. You'll do what you have to do, especially on a shorter flight. But at the same time, the preference is always going to be to stay in the spaces that you are because you realize that it's better up there. That's the reality.
See?
Yo, I was praying. It was the only flight. I was praying. I said, God, please, Lord Jesus. I do never want to be on this again. And let me tell you something. I also believe that like the cheaper airlines, like Spirit, Southwest, and all them, they pay for fucked up routes out there. Like they pay for the potholes.
The routes they got.
Yeah, because they shit always like this. You ever got on a Spirit or they shit like this? I think they pay. All right, what's the wackest level? 34,000 feet. It's cheaper, yes. They buy that route. And your shit be like this all the time. You get there safe, but your shit be like this.
They got
how come
routes in the air?
You pay.
It's the air.
Listen, you pay for a private. They'll tell you, yo, we going over all. I watched Khaled maneuver like, yo, I don't want no bumps. I want you to be like, yes, sir, don't worry. We're going to go to the west, to the right. There's no weather in 47,000. Like, you pay for that air. There's a reason why Spirit Airline and
I've never thought of that in my entire life. I don't know. I mean, for better air, I don't because the weather change on a regular basis, right? I think that the only way that you can get that differently is if you fly in private and you can determine what is the route. But so you got to fly lower if you're flying on Spirit or Frontier. I don't know about that. I'm going to have to ask some questions on that and investigate whether or not that's true. Maybe we need to talk to a pilot. I know a pilot. I can go and I can know somebody. I'm going to ask on that.
All them bullshit airlines got that shit going like this.
We can forget about getting a sponsorship from Spirit.
No. Well, we could take the bullshit out, right? But just lower level airline.
Yeah. All right. I like that. I like that. Oh shit.
I'm gonna tell you, and I think I almost gotta read this off my phone because this is, I always think about the late great DJ Clark Kent, super producer,
Rest in peace to my
Sneaker
brother.
King,
God's
just
favorite, man.
God's favorite.
All right, so yeah, go ahead and check out Jada and Joe's podcast. I'm gonna always link back to the content creators so that I can give credit for what's happening. But I think that all right, I think a couple things is going on here. Number one, I think that people want you to be humble even if you have the resources to do it. So you can't talk about it. Now, even though it makes for entertaining conversation on the podcast, because you got to have a villain and then you got to have a hero or you got to be a man of the people. So it looks like Jada is the man of the people. And then Fat Joe is the one that's out of touch and out of reality. And so if you go through and you see the comments, because this is the first time that I actually watched the full clip, I seen a piece of it online, and then I said, you know what, let me go and check this out because this is a good conversation to have. If you go and look at the comments, I think that it's a hate that's developed for Joe because of the stories that he tells and the life that he's lived versus Jada, who just kind of be like, yeah, I'll do whatever, it's there, and he talk like that or whatever, and people like Jada or whatever. And so, and plus Fat Joe got into it with a bunch of black people from Math Hoffa's platform from going viral. But all of that aside, speaking to the situation itself, I think that there is, if you've never experienced it, because it's one thing to talk about it from the lens of a person that has never experienced it, because then they always gonna say stuff like, well, that don't really matter. We all going to the same place. They say the same thing about cars. You might as well get a Civic, get a Fusion, get a Camry or whatever, a Malibu, because all you need is to get from point A to point B. No, it's different. It's 100% different, and it's nothing that you could really explain. I think that the quality of life, once you get to a certain level of resources, you never want to go backwards. I see people a lot of times they'll respond to something and say, "Man, that will last me for life." No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. As soon as you got X amount and you believe you're going to be trying to make sure that you either maintain it as hard as possible, if you never know that you're going to get it again, or you're going to try to double it, or you're going to try to maintain that quality of lifestyle. Most people that when they first get rich, they definitely go and crash out and go and get everything that they ever wanted and ever dreamed of. We've all had these dreams. I went to school or went to sleep with the Lamborghini poster, you know what I'm saying, the Countach and the Diablo. I remember that. I always wanted to have a big house. Now, when you get the big house, or when you can afford it, you start to mine out what your preferences are, right? So you may not necessarily want as big of a house because you realize, what am I going to do with 10 rooms? But at the same time, you may want the high rise that allows for you to be able to chill, hang out, have security, have a concierge. And so the quality of life is different. It's not that you can't go back and you can't do certain things, but it's more or less, why would I want to if I can afford it differently? And you realize that you can't take any of this money with you. And so you might as well manage it effectively while at the same time improving the quality of your life. I think that that's what's being communicated. And yes, it is different in the front than it is in the back. You sleep different. You got more room, more leg room. They serve you champagne. You get to eat and all of that without having to go and bring us stinky food onto the plane. You know what I'm saying? You really usually you meet different people that is doing other things. I've met some really incredible people, even some people that has given me some information that allowed for me to leverage it on this platform as far as what was going on or people that they was attached to. Um, you know what I'm saying? You deplane and get on earlier, you get more comfortable. And so for me, I'm willing to pay it. Will I pay it in order to, or will I sit in the back in order to get to where I need? Absolutely. I'm going to do whatever it is that I have to do. Do I want to all the time? No. And then I also think that your celebrity, so Fat Joe and Jada, if people got on and they seen them on a plane, people would be trying to clown them like they must not got no money no more and all of that. So it's a balance. It's a balance. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm gonna holler at you guys later. Let me know what y'all think inside of the chat.